Hi, my name is Benjamin. I'm an addict. It's been that way since I was a kid. I would go on Lego binges, playing for days. Eventually, I'd become burnt out and move on to the next thing. It may have been playing video games, or building forts in the woods, collecting coins, or collecting shark's teeth on the beach. During college, my addiction became collecting vintage clothing. I would spend countless hours at thrift stores searching for the perfect vintage find. After I graduated, I moved to Maui. I surfed every day, all day. Eventually, I burnt out. I moved back to South Carolina. I bought a house. It was a real fixer-upper. The house became my addiction. After the renovation of my house, my addiction moved to collecting furniture. At the same time I was filling my house with stuff that lacked meaning and purpose, I was filling my body with intoxicating substances. I realized how damaging my addictions could become. I was depressed. I wanted something more. I needed to make changes. I gave up alcohol. I moved from collecting furniture to making my own upcycled furniture designs full-time. I found a way to direct my addictive trait into something meaningful, art. I channel my addiction of collecting into the sourcing of raw materials for my furniture designs. From the 350 decks of retired Las Vegas playing cards in the Deuce's Wild chair, to the 282 mini bottles of Southern Comfort encased in an acrylic shell in the impractically comfortable side chair. Each furniture piece creates a playful narrative about addiction, not just my own addictions, but the addictions that afflict our society. In order for these furniture collections to come to life, I'm back at thrift stores again, collecting not vintage clothing, but raw materials. In the past 5 years, I've collected over 10,000 pairs of jeans, upwards of 100,000 plastic soda caps, tens of thousands of plastic trophy figurines, and over 50 pallets of obsolete computers. On a typical shopping day, I can travel over 200 miles and hit over 25 stores. I made the binary collection out of motherboards, computer chips, computer towers, and computer ribbon cable. I stumbled across 11 pallets of obsolete computers in an abandoned warehouse and decided to take them back to my studio to see what I could make. As I began disassembling the computers, I ended up with 2 piles. One pile of the sheet metal from the computer towers, the other pile of the motherboards and computer chips. I was intrigued by the complexity of colors and textures in the motherboards and computer chips and thought it'd be a fantastic material to work with. And the sheet metal from the computer towers would be a great understructure. The binary collection addresses our constant addiction to electronics, from the smartphones that deliver our updates to the televisions we turn on as soon as we enter our house. The label whore collection is composed of thousands of clothing labels, hand-nailed or sewn onto furniture surfaces. The name label whore refers to a person who buys and wears clothing based on a designer's brand and label, with a disregard to personal style preference and common sense. The collection addresses the human obsession with vanity. The furniture pieces themselves ask the viewer to consider how meaningful the brands and labels they wear are to their well-being and lifestyle. After the labels are removed from the clothes go back into the thrift store system. Thousands of articles of brand-free clothing are now for sale. Challenging the end consumer to make a purchase solely on the aesthetic and functionality of the clothes, not on the designer's brand that manufactured the article of clothing. For the suicide collection, I covered furniture surfaces with soda cans and woven soda can tabs. Suicide refers to the drink that kids make when they mix different sodas together into one drink concoction at a soda fountain. It also refers to society's addiction to these sugary beverages, which are slowly killing us through heart disease and diabetes. So, as you can see, I'm an addict, but I've chosen to use art to harness my addiction to collecting objects for the better good, and at the same time challenge you to reflect on your own addictions. Thank you.